Good morning, and I'm getting all the platforms set up here. Let's see what we got. Hey, y'all. All right, Sagittarius. Just getting everything set up. Make sure I can clip and share and all that. All right, Sag, Libra, Capricorn. Good morning. Hi. Good morning, good morning. Just let people come on in and join. We're on here nice and early. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. On here nice and early this morning. Just going to give it a second. Give it a second for people to join. I don't really have, I don't think, like anything general yet. I did do career readings. Hey, we got Sag. I did do career readings last night for the members. So members get, and I changed it to just be one level on there, guys. So members get the career love readings, and you get the monthly question, and you do get a discount code to my store for anything else. And yeah. So thank you for the gifts. Thank you for sharing, liking. I appreciate y'all. So far we got Sag, Libra, and Capricorn. So we're just gonna wait, let some people come on in. But yeah, so that is how it works. If you join as a member on my YouTube, that is, I do want to make that clear. Because that way I can see all of the members on YouTube and make sure y'all get all y'all perks. If you do join as a member, just shoot me a quick email. I'll just verify like your YouTube username and you get your monthly question. Okay, so you do it like that. I may do the love readings today for the members as well, since I did the career readings yesterday. What else? Make sure y'all check out the astrology video that I did. Definitely considering doing a ebook. I'm thinking about doing an ebook for astrology. That way y'all can learn how to read your birth charts and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna add, I keep saying I need to add the birth charts to my store in case anybody wants a birth chart reading. I'm finished with the deck. I'm just going through it, making sure I didn't miss anything. I don't want any typos, no issues. And I finished all the definitions, so I'm excited about that. So the deck will be coming soon. I tried to keep it to just 66 cards, but I had, just over the years of doing readings, I tried to think of like every possible question and answer combination that somebody may have. So it did end up kind of almost turning into the size of a regular tarot deck. Like y'all know a regular deck is 78 cards. So I think right now I got like 72 or 73 or something like that. So it's basically a tarot deck size, but it is oracle. So it just has like keywords, and I did include like the definitions, what those keywords can do. I typically use oracle decks as a clarifier to my tarot decks. All right, so it will pair very well with my tarot deck. And if you don't, if like tarot is more difficult for you or too intricate, I made the oracle deck very, very simple, very straightforward. The answer is going to be extremely clear. I try to think of like everything possible. The only thing that I did, thank you for typing that. Oh, that just reminded me. Let me add this actually. I might add this card. And I try to steer away from, a lot of oracle decks are very very like whimsical and a lot of like love and all that. And I wanted to have very realistic answers for people. Not negative. Everything is not negative, but like even if somebody's asking about whether or not they'll get a job, I added like the money inflow card. So things like that. If people are wondering, oh, is this a good investment? It's a money outflow card. So it's things like that, just to make sure, you know, you get all the answers you need. All right, keep dropping signs in the chat, y'all. We just got Sag, Libra, Capricorn, and Pisces so far. So make sure y'all keep dropping signs in the chat. Yeah. Aquarius. And y'all know if you're watching me on TikTok, this will be up on YouTube, time stamped and saved. If you miss your sign or if you have to come back later for it. The readings are going to be about 10, 15 minutes each. We got Libra. So right now we got Sag, Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, and Aquarius. So we got the second half of the most of the second half there. Okay, now we got the whole second half, Scorpio. So we got the second half of the zodiac there. All right, y'all. Well, I'll get started, and then as people join, we'll go ahead and add them to the list. Thank you for the rose. Thank you. All right, y'all. So Sag, let me put this here. And y'all know where to book your readings at the links in my bio at the store. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for the Sages. Thank you. All right, so what's the center of the reading for my Sagittariuses? Let's see, most important energy for the Sages. See what's going on. Okay, we've got transition. So this can be mentally moving on from something or physically or some type of transformation. I'm adding Aries. I see you, Aries. All right, so transition. All right, what's the starting point in this scenario? Okay, fluidity, and then what are we transitioning to? Okay, style. All right, so water energy. What I'm getting is if there is a situation that was kind of like a bumpy road or there were a lot of ups and downs, I feel like something is smooth sailing forward. I'm also getting too, if there was any like ebbs and flows with like emotion at all, there's a scenario where now everything's kind of like we're able to control our emotions more smoothly. This, of course, can be dealing with a Cancer or other water signs. All right, I see Gemini and Taurus, and make sure I ain't miss nobody. Hello, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the compliments. Ooh, that card flew out. It says guidance. All right, so fluidity transitioning to style. All right. Yes, we got Pisces. All right, so what role do you play here, Sagittarius? What is your current energy? Oh, okay, superstition. All right, so you might be nervous. Now, if you're in a transitional phase and something, because remember, we're still in transition. We haven't gotten here yet. So if you're in a transitional phase and you're worried, right now you have left behind like the bumpy part. Something may not be completely fixed or completely regulated or smooth sailing just yet. So, but we'll see what superstition is. You could be worried or about something. So let's see, what might you be worried about here? Interesting. Courage. Okay, so I feel like you're worried about whether or not you're just kind of jumping off the ledge, right? Like Sagittarius is fire signs in general tend to be pretty impulsive. So I feel like you're like, okay, I don't want to just, you don't want to take that leap for no reason. You don't want to be like a brave fool, right? You want to be cautious. You want to look over everything. So I feel like in your case, instead of being like an actual anxious feeling, you just want to make sure you're like dotting your I's and crossing your T's. I was about to say dotting the T's. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. All right, so what energy should you be in here, Sagittarius? Okay, sexuality is a Gemini card. All right, so that is the opposite of your energy. You may need to consult with somebody else, get a second opinion on something. But this is about your thoughts, right? So I would do as much research on something as possible. All right, be detailed oriented. And then so what that does is now you don't have to worry about whether or not, all right, am I, jumping into something too soon? Am I being too brave? You'll actually sit and think about something. Now, remember, we are in a transitional phase, right? So Cancer comes after Gemini. So this is where you are, where you're mentally trying to figure out what to do or what move to make next. So we'll get 8 cards for you, but your advice is sexuality with your thoughts, making a clear, logical decision, okay? Thank you for posting that, Lux. I appreciate you. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Okay, I got the Five of Wands, the Judgment, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so you know what I remember too? Yesterday, I remember fluidity being Scorpio, and they came out as a Five of Wands. So I don't know if you're dealing with them or not, but you got the Five of Wands, Judgment, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like at first, if there were any distractions, you made a decision to actually work on something and focus on one thing. Yeah, there you go, the Nine of Swords. So now you're worried. So you did make the decision, or you decide, okay, I'm going to work on this, focus on this, build this up. So I feel like you're kind of just worried on the next step. So let's see. Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a Chariot. So there's Cancer energy. Again, you're in the transition phase. You didn't get there yet. So, try to calm down. There's the High Priestess. All right, so there's your intuition. I feel like too, you have intuitively, you should kind of look into something, right? You should get more details. You want to make sure you're on the right path. So don't worry, it's here. Let's see what will help during the transition. Thank you. What will help during the transition for you? And then we'll see what else your intuition is telling you to do. Okay, resistance. Yeah. So hold back. I feel like you are right to not just jump off the ledge. What else do you need to resist here? Okay, guidance. Interesting. So be careful who you listen to, I'm assuming. Okay. I'm also getting to, because you're in a transitional phase. Thanks. Do not stay comfortable in the current position that you are in. Something is supposed to graduate, but let's see what guidance is. That's interesting. Being guided by who or what? Oh, okay, power. And then what would you be doing? Okay. All right, the Strength card. You would be, first of all, you would be skipping a step. That's first of all. But I'm going to clarify that. Let's see. So what would you be guided by here with power? Oh, yeah, that's real specific. the way that looks. This is somebody outside of you. Maybe they're trying to encourage you, but you know that you need to look into something more. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you are going to get better details with it. What would you be guided to do with the Strength card? And if these are people, it might be better for you to work with a Cancer than a Leo. Okay, and then this is what you would do with the Page of Pentacles. So you may even present some sort of idea prematurely, or accept some sort of offer prematurely. But you'll know, because you do have the High Priestess here. Okay, so let's clarify. What else is the High Priest? What do you know in your intuition to do here? Ooh. Okay, yeah. Potential, fight, and then rebellion. Yeah. So I'm also getting to, if you feel like something is okay for you to do while working, you'll know that, like, no, I need to really focus. I feel like, you don't want to get distracted. You don't want to fall off the beaten path. But just know, again, just to remind you, you are in the transitional phase. Okay. That's the best way I can, like, state it. Do not forget that something is not over. It's not complete. Continue building something up. Continue working on it. Don't switch. Don't fall off the beaten path. Don't just be like, oh, I'm free to go. There's still work to be done. Be logical in your decision making. All right. All right. So that was Sagittarius. And make sure I ain't miss no sign. So far on the list, we just finished Sag. That was the first sign we did, y'all. It's up on YouTube. We got Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Taurus. So if you did not hear your sign, continue to drop your sign there. All right, Virgo. And just keep in mind, each reading is about 10 to 15 minutes. So it might take a while. We're going to be here. All right, I added Cancer. All right, Libra. We got Pisces on the list, just making sure. Okay, cool. We'll get started. Again, TikTokers, if you're watching me, this is up on YouTube. My Kick people, my Twitch people. Let me fix the screen on Kick and Twitch. I got clothes on, y'all. Y'all can't see the tube top. But if you were on TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, I am up on YouTube. It'll be time stamped and saved. My TikTokers, please do not get scammed. That is Scam City. I will never DM you guys. I will never have any other extra pages. This is my only page, all right? The only way you can get a reading is buying it in the store. You cannot DM. I will not DM you. None of that. All right, we know that. That's Scam City over there. All right, Libras. I don't know if they got scammers on Kick and Twitch, but same message for y'all. Good morning. Hi. All right, let's see. Libras. Libras. What is the center of the reading for the Libras? Let's see. Okay, order. All right, planning things, getting things organized. All right, bringing order to a chaotic situation. Okay, what role do you play here, Libra? Okay, style. All right, so you're in an energy that Sagittarius is transitioning to. So you could deal with a Sag, or you may have a Sag placement. I just did Sag just up on YouTube, y'all. Sag was first, so it's already up on YouTube. So style, you're moving forward smoothly with something. You can also be talking to or working with, dealing with a Cancer. All right. What other energy should you be in, Libras, for yourself? Okay, love. All right, so this is about caring about other people around you. Could be family, friends, romance, things like that, but it's making sure that other people are comfortable. Now, of course, if you are planning something, organizing something like any events or anything like that, yes, you need to make sure that the people you're with are comfortable. All right, so what else would you be doing out of love here, Libra? Interesting. You would rebel. Okay. What is the norm? And what are you going to do differently here? Okay, so you've got ambition. All right. So I feel like out of love for someone, you're going to work or be ambitious. That's an interesting combo. All right. Maybe it's for your children. Maybe it's for yourself. Love for yourself in the future. All right, but let's see. So let's get 8 cards. I feel like, too, if there's any, like, competition in the workplace, typically you would want to maybe outshine who you're working with or something like that, but something needs to remain professional. Okay, let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Okay, you got the 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, the Magician, the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Ace of Wands. All right, so we do have the Magician here. The way that this is coming out looks like somebody's trying to get, yeah, there's the love part. This could be a partnership, but it does look like you have the tools to make something work for the person that you will be working with or helping. So I feel like that's why you need to be in a love position. All right. I do see too, somebody has to work. They will do well working with you because they may be missing some sort of information. I'm also getting too, I'm not going to lie, with the Magician coming out, you may have all the tools to manipulate a scenario. Maybe out of love, you won't. But let's see here. Let's see what is typically done in this scenario with tenacity. We're going to see what you would be doing differently. Okay, typically people would be in the 3 of Wands. They may even be focused on something else for themselves, or they would like really wait to take action here. What are you going to do instead with ambition? We know typically that's the 8 of Pentacles, but it can be other energies as well. Okay, so you'll be the King of Wands. That's interesting. I feel like too, you may like, typically people are only considering themselves. But he does have a crowd of people around him. All right, so I feel like you will have to actually do something for a living where you would present yourself maybe around people, to the public, things like that. But let's see who that would be out of love for. That's interesting. Out of love for who? Okay, you've got spirituality, respect, and hustle. This looks like this might be a business. It could be a Capricorn Taurus, or like a Taurus here. Let's see. So out of love for who? This looks like a business though. So this is the thing. If you like, if you're wondering how to get ahead in your career, I feel like that's why it came out as ambition. You may want to do something like separate, some sort of side hustle or something like that. But this would be a good time. Like if there's any networking events or anything like that coming up, make sure that you do that. All right, make sure that you show up to that. All right, so let's see. Who would you be doing this out of love for here? Yeah, it could be a Taurus. All right, so you got the Hierophant, but I feel like this could be your boss, somebody that owns the business, but I feel like it's a Taurus. All right, the Hierophant. Got the Five of Pentacles, and then the World. I feel like, too, if your advice is ambition, this could be what your job is. You may be in this position and people really need your help. You might, I don't know if anybody is like, I don't know why it's giving me like pro bono or something. Like a pro bono energy, like doing something for free to help somebody. So it just depends on what this scenario is. That's kind of how it looks. I feel like you're going to have to lay down like, or give somebody instructions, regulations. There may be information that somebody is missing, and so you'll do that as your job. I feel like, too, just the way this looks, typically somebody in your position may just ignore like the clients, the customers. It may even be like staff members. All right, so y'all, apply that how you see fit. Is general. All right, so what's the outcome for my Libras? Next up is Capricorn after this. All right, so what's the outcome for my Libras? Yeah, ambition. All right, so you're going to work on what you need to work on. It's all good. All right, defiance and emotions. Okay, so this is going to go against what you actually feel like doing. All right, so just keep that in mind. The work that you have to do, is going to go against how you actually feel. So what else is emotions really quick? You are going to have to keep something professional. Yeah, you could feel like just not doing anything, the Four of Swords. That could be, or you're like, no, I need peace of mind, or no, I don't want to pay attention to that. But I feel like this is probably the best bet for you to do here. All right. Yeah, I do see you kind of having a conversation possibly with a Cancer. Okay. That was Libra. That was Libra. All right, Capricorn is next, guys. So far we did Sag and Libra. If you're up on TikTok, that's on the YouTube. And we got Capricorn, Pisces up next. All right, let's see. You are actually the first Leo. No, you're good. You're the first Leo. So the way that we do it, guys, if you guys are wondering, we go in order of first come, first serve, with you guys putting your signs in the chat. So if you didn't hear your sign, it's because nobody put it in the chat. We have Aries. So I'll tell y'all the order. We just finished Sag and Libra. It's up on YouTube. We're going to do Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, and Leo. All right, so Leo's last. So come back in about like 2 hours. Yes, you can watch this for any placement, guys. If y'all know how to apply it to your birth chart, you can use this for your sun, moon, and rising. All right. Some people use it for their Venus, Mercury, all that good stuff. If you really, if you know how to do all that, and you know people's signs. The one thing that I would advise too, like if you're watching for your rising sign and another sign comes out, like say you're a Libra rising and I bring up, oh, Libra is with Scorpio, then you would need to know that somebody is a Scorpio rising. Like make sure that the signs are kind of, you know, together or whatever. All right, Capricorn. So let me change our timestamp. I was talking a little bit. All right, let's see. Capricorns. All right, what is the scenario surrounding the Capricorns? Let's see. What's the scenario surrounding the Capricorns here? Okay, tenacity. All right, determination, focus, kind of like audacity a little bit. All right. What role do you play here, Capricorns? Okay, love. So you're doing something out of love for someone. What are you doing out of love here, Capricorns? You could be romancing somebody or something like that too. What are you doing out of love here? Okay, innovation. You're trying to make something work. You're using all of your tools to create something. All right, what are you creating here? Okay, you've got angel, mood, and voice. Okay, well, I don't know if you'll have a Mercury in Sagittarius, but you're trying to get a Sagittarius to say something, or say you have like a Sagittarius placement, right? You're talking when you don't want to, or you're trying to teach when you don't want to, or something like that. We'll clarify it. What are you who are you doing this out of love for, Capricorns? Let's see. I feel like too, you're trying to change how you say something. All right, so you got intuition, finesse, and confidence. So yesterday, you guys were doing something out of love for a Sagittarius, but there's something about intuition here that kicks in. Somebody intuitively knows that something is fake or a copy, or somebody knows that somebody has an ulterior motive here. We're going to clarify what else that is. What other energy should you be in, Capricorns? Hi, Twitch. On here, on Twitch and Kick, is only 3 of y'all, but on YouTube and and TikTok is other people. All right, so let's see. What other energy should you be in, Capricorns? Oh, okay. Pride. Okay. Now, this is about your intuition kicking in. Be proud of yourself. All right, you should be in pride. Wow. Okay. What what will you have too much pride to do here, Capricorns? You kind of should feel like you are above something. Okay, rebellion. And what will you do out of pride or ego? Thank you, EAA. Okay, knowledge. All right, so you have, knowledge and self-love. All right, so you have information here. Let's see what's going on. Let's get a card. So I feel like you're trying to create a good way to say something out of love for an individual. Okay. You said, how old am I? Oh, thanks. You don't have to size it. I don't think I look 21. I'm 35, but thank you. 21 is sizing it, though. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards. I appreciate the compliment. All right, let's see. They on Twitch. Twitch is different. I know they young on Twitch. All right, let's get 8 cards. Let's get 8 cards. All right, so you got the 9 of Swords. So Sagittarius knew to be in the 9 of Swords. They knew to be cautious about something. We have Angel here. All right, so they kind of were like, all right, I don't know if I should just jump off the ledge and do that. All right, the 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups. They are concerned about being overindulgent. That is literally what they are concerned about. They're like, no. If this is a person outside them, they're like, I don't know if I, thank you, EAA. I don't know if they really agree with like this person. Somebody does not trust this person right here. I feel like it's another individual. All right, the 6 of Pentacles and then the 4 of Wands. I'm also getting to this person knows, like if it is, I'm going to say it's a Sagittarius because we did pull angel and they had the 9 of swords. They feel like if they're doing something here, they're not going to receive, they know they're not going to receive a good payment, or they know they're not going to receive a good return on investment, or they know that this partnership is not helpful. All right, so here's the justice. I don't know if it has anything to do with a Libra. It might. All right, 5 of swords, the Knight of Wands, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So they kind of are concerned, like they know that something's not right, or they know that somebody may try to do something out of spite here. I'm getting to, they're thinking about cause and effect when it comes to money and time. So they're like, okay, I should be concerned about doing this, that, and the third, because I don't think that's going to generate enough income, or I don't think that that's going to be worth my time. All right, let's see what else. Now, out of when we pulled love and intuition, right? Sag did end up having the High Priestess. You may confirm somebody's suspicions. You're like, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. You know, something like that. All right, so what are you doing in love here, Capricorns? Let's see. What are you doing in love? Thank you, Crystalline. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see. What are you doing out of love here? Okay, the King of Wands. All right, so this could be similar to Libra. Maybe you have that placement. Okay, but I feel like, too, you're telling the truth. You're going to be honest out of love. All right, what are you creating with innovation? Let's see. What are you creating here? Okay, you've got the Strength, 6 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're trying to make sure. All right, so there is a chain reaction. I feel like out of love for another individual, there is a situation between you and a Leo. Let's see. Let me get one more. Okay, the Emperor. All right. So I feel like you're creating a boundary too. I feel like you are confirming somebody's suspicions. You're letting them know, like, yeah, you're right. But you're also trying to create a boundary for yourself. Okay, I feel like you're going to give somebody also advice on how to save money. This could be financial advice. Okay, let's see what else. All right, what other energy should you be in with knowledge here? Matter of fact, let's find out what finesse is really quick. What is finesse? What is somebody intending to do here? Interesting, the 9 of Wands. So maybe somebody's trying to offend somebody. So this is why finesse and confidence is coming out. Somebody could be trying to offend someone. Oh. Okay, what is supposed to offend this person or bother them? Somebody could be doing it to you too. Your advice was pride. Magician. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. Literally, somebody is manipulating a Sagittarius. They're trying to make them feel insecure or... Okay. Or, okay, let's see. What are they trying to do to this person, I guess? What are they trying to get them to do? Okay, we've got respect, spirituality, and mood. So there's some sort of, I guess, a spiritual belief system involved here. They're like, no, follow these rules or blah, blah, blah. That's why, or something like that. It could be, I feel like it's something to do with religion too. What are they trying to get this person to do or believe? Oh, okay. They're trying to give somebody a hard time. They want it to be difficult. If this has anything to do with religion, it could be like that scenario where they teach people that you're supposed to struggle to get to heaven or something like that. Yeah, there's a 10 of Wands. There's a High Priestess. I feel like somebody's trying to make it difficult for somebody either to follow their intuition, but it's here. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that. I feel like what you're doing is confirming that somebody is right. You guys definitely can have Sagittarius placements. All right, so yeah. All right, what other energy? You got pride. So I feel like this is pretty straightforward. What's the outcome for you, Capricorns? All right, vision, connectivity, and order. All right, so you are going to be able to observe this, okay? What else will you be able to observe here? Yeah, the moon. You'll be able to see what's hidden behind the scenes. You'll be able to read between the lines. All right, so you'll see what's going on in this scenario. There's the hangman. So, yeah, it'll be noticeable. Hi, welcome. We just finished up Capricorn, but this is also up on my YouTube, y'all. My YouTube is the same username. All right, so y'all can catch anything that y'all may miss. Make sure y'all check out my deck. It is available if you would like it. My Oracle deck is also on the way. And soon I will only be using my own cards on my channel. So they will be my own interpretations and things like that. All right, Pisces is next. Is that a 6 or an 8, child? Where's my glasses? All right, Pisces is next. All right, let's see. So just to let y'all know, we did Sag, Libra, and Capricorn. We're doing Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, and Leo. All right, so that is what we're doing today. All right, Pisces, let's see. You said your best friend's a Pisces. I see Pisces and Sag together a lot. I don't know any Pisces personally, though. I don't, I guess, be around any. All right, let's see. Maybe somebody's a Pisces and I don't know. All right, what's the sense of the reading from my Pisces folks? Let's see. Okay, passion. All right, somebody could be attracted to somebody, lust, things like that. This could just be desires, like things that we desire and want to work on. But yeah, so y'all, y'all are grown. All right, what role do you play here, Pisces? Let's see. No problem. Okay, so your leadership, you're going to be the first person to do something. You're initiating something. You're taking charge. You could be trying to lead somebody to do a certain thing by teaching them or giving them advice or examples. All right, what other energy should you be in while in leadership here? What other energy should you be in, Pisces? Okay, change. What are you currently doing? Okay, power. And what do you need to change this into? So it could be the way that you're talking to people. Okay, resistance. Interesting. Okay, so it's interesting because I just saw a Sag say that they had a Pisces friend. And Sag's advice is not to be guided by this. Do not, so Pisces, if you're giving a Sagittarius any advice right now, your advice may not be the best. Like if that Sag is supposed to be cautious and supposed to like do research on something and get more information, they aren't supposed to take your advice just yet. They're supposed to actually do more research. So you may be trying to encourage somebody or trying to get them to be brave. But that's not right now. That is not what they're supposed to be doing. I'm also getting to, if this is just about you leading, like maybe it's your children, maybe you're a teacher or a manager, supervisor, whatever. Right now, the way, I feel like it's the way that you're saying it. You may have to hold back on the way that you're saying something or what you want to talk about or discuss. What else do you need to resist here? So everything may not need to be said. Yes, Virgo's on the list. Okay, you need to resist defense. You might get defensive here. Okay, what do you want to block out or stop? Okay, you got tonight. Yeah, angel. I feel like this is the thing. If you do know a Sag, you kind of like you're trying to encourage them, but they are supposed to be concerned. They need to do research on something. You may also, well, let's clarify. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards here. Yeah, there's a Temperance. So I feel like you're trying to encourage somebody. It's nothing wrong with doing that, but right now they know that they're supposed to wait. They're not supposed to just jump head first into something. All right, they are supposed to be cautious. All right, let's get 8 cards here. Okay, you got the 5 of Swords, the Lovers, the 3 of Pentacles. So first of all, this is literally the advice that I gave Sagittarius, that they are supposed to think something through, get more information. All right, so let's see. And in the world. All right, so allow, like, it looks like somebody needs to get more information to bring something full circle. There could also be something that includes a budget, like a budget is necessary, all right, to end something here. You got the Page of Cups, there's your Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and the 2 of Pentacles. All right, now if you're in leadership, you could definitely have the knowledge or the expertise there, but in this case, I feel like somebody needs to make this decision on their own. But I'm also getting Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury. So I feel like with Mercury, this is our perspective. So if you're going to perceive something in a specific manner, they have to get the information first in order to bring it to reality. They have to do that for themselves. All right, so let's see what else you're doing in leadership. Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're being a weirdo on Kick, but I'm already used to trolls. It's so funny because, like, they think that I'm not used to it because there's only like 2 of them on there, or 3, or 1. I'm just new to Kick, baby. I'm not new to this. All right, what are you doing in leadership, Pisces? Yeah, the Temperance. I feel like you're trying to teach someone. Yeah, you want them to have a new perspective. There it is. I mean, it's pretty it's literally right there. I feel like you want them to have a new perspective here. It's just not time to do that right now. Okay, what are you trying to get them to do here? Okay, to walk away from something or maybe emotionally detached from something. Let's see. He said he's Arab. I don't know. The foreigners be kind of wilding, but that's a story for another time. All right, so what are you trying to get them to walk away from here? Okay, it looks like they're deciding to keep something to themselves. If it's something financial, they are, they're being precautious. They want to save their money and things like that. They definitely want to hold back here. What are you trying to get them to kind of more so walk towards? Let's see. Okay, the King of Wands. It's something that you want them to kind of maybe show off. All right, because like this is the energy that they're in. You're like, no, stop holding back. Like, show this off. Because this is what we have here, like personality. But you need to allow somebody to do what they're doing currently. Okay, so there must be, let's see what else. What do you need to do in the resistance here? And then we'll see what they're doing or what they're working on. You guys also may have those placements. All right, so you may be like a Pisces with a Sag moon or something like that. All right, yeah, the Fool card. They know that they need more information on something. All right, what else are they doing for themselves? What other energy do they know do they need to be in here? So it's like you just want somebody to get out of their comfort zone a little bit, but yeah, the Empress, the Devil, the Judgment. All right, the 3 of Cups. I feel like, too, if there's anything, I don't know if there's anything dealing with the genders, but somebody knows that they need to focus more so on women or dealing with women here. All right, but it just depends. I feel like I said, too, they're thinking also of the long-term effects of something or how much something costs in the long term. They want a long-term, a lasting effect. All right. All right, so what's the outcome for the Pisces here? Let's see. What's the outcome for you, Pisces? Okay, you got fight, rebellion, and strength. Let me get one more. Okay, inspiration. Okay, so this is the energy too of Leo and Aquarius energy is like popularity and fame, because I feel like that's what it looks like you want somebody to do. You may feel like they're holding back or restraining themselves or holding on to something. You want them to show something off more or share something a little more here. All right, what's the outcome here? Aquarius is actually next. Yeah, wow, yeah, that was clarified. Yeah, 5 of Wands. The Magician and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, it literally, something is a distraction. Something is supposed to make a Sagittarius feel, we just said that in the Capricorn reading. So something is supposed to make them feel isolated or like confused. I feel like they already know that though. And that's why they're keeping something to themselves. All right, so yeah, they already know that they're keeping something to themselves. Okay. That might apply to somebody that's like a Pisces moon. All right, Aquarius is next. Sag has come out in a lot of the readings recently. Looks like they came out in 3 of the readings. I did Capricorn at 25 minutes. But I do want to throw this out there because if the Sag energy keeps coming out, I kind of know what that applies to. I don't know if that applies to the same way for every Sagittarius, but like for me, I had to deal with somebody where I knew I had to keep something to myself and kind of keep my distance away from that person. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like Sagittarius may be going through something where they need to really keep somebody at a distance, even if you want them to open up or something like that. I mean, it's not actually for me. It was allegedly. I don't know. He's supposed to be a Sag, but yeah, it's kind of wild. All right, Aquarius is next. Aquarius is next. And then we have Scorpio after Aquarius. Thank you. Heidi, that's funny. All right, let's see Aquarius. What's the center of the reading for the Aquarius is? Thank you, Jordan. What's the center of the reading for my Aquarius is here? Okay, sexuality. This is Gemini energy. Couple of ways to read this because this came out as Sagittarius advice, right? For them to get a second opinion, for them to do research on something, think something through, and make like a really clear decision. So it could be them, but this can be Gemini energy as well. I'm also getting to something literally about the sexes, genders, or sex in general, right? All right, so what role do you play here, Aquarius? Oh, you love me? Thank you. That's nice. All right, what role do you play here, Aquarius? Okay, mystery. So right now you're keeping something to yourself. All right, you're hiding something. When I pull mystery, y'all know the drill. If I pull it and it's supposed to remain a secret, it'll be pretty vague. So just letting you know, just throwing that out there. What are you keeping to yourself, Aquarius? Let's see. Okay. Well, all right, that might not really be a secret, but let's see. So, all right, but what energy should you be in, Aquarius, for yourself? Okay, voice. So if you are keeping this a secret, I would say it. Literally, I feel like you're supposed to say it. So because that came out that way, I will say what it is. You could be hiding something a Pisces said. All right, hiding something that a Pisces said here or something like that. I feel like if it's about what you need to say, you also need to say something in a kind way or in a nice way. All right, so what should you say here? What do you need to speak on, Aquarius? Yeah, guidance. Okay, so I think if there's people, I feel like you're the one that needs to tell the Sagittarius not to listen to a Pisces. All right, these are people, or you need to talk about like, when I listen to so and so, you can't take everything at face value. You need to do some more research. In this case, it's almost like you're talking about an experience where you were guided by somebody. Maybe the same Pisces, or you were like, it's like you were guided by somebody too. But who do you need to say this to? Because it doesn't have to be the same exact people. But who do you need to say this to? Okay, determination, ambition. All right, so somebody, they're focused on their career. Pride came out. So this could be a Libra, Capricorn. But the person here that they're really focused on their career, what is somebody else trying to guide them to do here? Okay, to have a different attitude. We got transition and knowledge. Yeah, all right. Let's clarify it. So somebody is focused on their career. It looks like somebody's trying to tell them, hey, like, change what you're doing, switch up what you're doing. I'm also getting to somebody is studying something. They really want to master it. And there's an individual that's like, hey, like, you already know it. You know, you've already viewed it enough, but they want to continue studying or like perfecting it. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Okay, we got the Judgment here. So that could be you talking, right? We got voice. That could be you saying something clearly. It's something that you observe. All right, so just want to show that. But it looks like it might get ignored. All right. But that person is focused. Let's see. All right, the 5 of Cups, the Ace of Cups. There's something about ignoring like a negative emotion or ignoring certain regrets and like just focusing on the current energy. Page of Swords, the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's a Magician. I feel like that's what you're going to tell somebody. Like, don't get manipulated by that. Like, continue focusing. We've got 5-5. So somebody is trying to create like some sort of shakeup or... Let's see. What is the person that you need to talk to, right? Let's get their energy with tenacity and ambition. What's their energy here? Could be I'm getting a Libra maybe. Okay, yeah, the 9 of Pentacles, they are very focused. They're focused on their career. All right, they're doing something independently. Could be a Virgo as well. But they are doing something independently here. What is someone trying to get them to do? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because this is a thing, like once that person listens to the crowd or listens to a group of people, that is what causes the manipulation. So as long as this individual keeps focusing on what they're focusing on and doesn't try to fit in or doesn't try to listen to other people, they'll be fine. But let's see, what is somebody trying to get this individual to do? Yeah, the 6 of Cups. Somebody may be trying to get somebody to have children, or get them to like partner up with them. So if this is about a business, somebody is doing something independently. I feel like too, something is supposed to be professional. All right, either somebody wants someone to like partner up in a business with them, or somebody wants somebody to cross the professional line and maybe be friends or even like love or something like that. But that's okay. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Somebody wants this individual like share their fortune, their luck, their time. Somebody wants somebody to spend time with children or something like that, or have a baby. Or I feel like too, somebody wants this person that's focused on the moment or focused on right now. They want that individual to bring up memories and kind of talk about the past and things like that. All right, so what with your advice, because I see it here, you're like, no, don't. I feel like too, somebody wants an individual to have sympathy for them. But I will say this individual is not, they're not noticing that. They're not paying attention to some form of regret here. Like if there's another individual outside this person, they want like an apology or they want forgiveness. They want compassion. This person feels regretful. I feel like too, they're trying to see, like literally I'm going to show you this. Like somebody is watching how this person reacts to them being sad. Either sad, crying, sorrow. They're like, do they see that I'm sorry, or are they paying attention to me being sad? I'm sorry. But this person, they aren't paying attention. They are focused. So I feel like this may be something where you just have to remind this individual they're not, they are on the right path. You just got to remind them a little bit. So, and what are you going to kind of remind this person or tell them to do with judgment? Because it's already here. Yeah, the world. You may tell them to stop doing something altogether, to end something altogether. What else are you going to tell them to kind of bring to an end? They may have to maybe cut communication with somebody because something looks like it's about forgiveness or partnership or love. All right, what does this person have to stop? And I'm going to clarify with the other deck. Okay, well, it looks like somebody knows that you got the High Priestess. They got an opportunity here. All right, so what is this person going to have to bring to an end? You're telling them that they need to do this. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't continue that. All right, you got style, strength, and self-love. We talked about if it is a Sag, it's because we're pulling a lot of energy that's similar. We know that they're in a transitional phase. It could be something with their child. Cancer rules children. So this is about maybe somebody got too many kids. I don't know. Maybe you gotta be like, hey, it's time to stop having kids. I'm serious. But no, but yes, somebody has to put an end to something. It's not about sympathy or children or like love or anything like that. What will be the new cycle? And we'll see what intuition is telling us as well. So somebody is going to use emotions to their advantage. All right. What else is our intuition telling us here? They're going to be able to calm their emotions. Yeah, luck and personality. There's the Wheel of Fortune. So this person knows what their own fortune is. They know that what they're supposed to use with their time, energy, and effort. This could also be an individual who has already built something up and somebody's like, oh, share it with me or blah, blah, blah. But this is like somebody built something up on their own. All right. All right, y'all. That was Aquarius. We got Scorpio next. I was able to get on here early today. This is going to be around the time that I'll be on here too moving forward. Probably like 7:30-ish. So 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll stick to that. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio is up next. Let's see. All right, let's see Scorpios. Getting y'all business a little bit. All right, Scorpios. What's the scenario for the Scorpios? Okay, self-love, putting ourselves first, making sure we are comfortable. All right, what role do you play here? What's your energy here, Scorpios, in your reading? Mystery, so similar as Aquarius. All right, so you're hiding something. You guys rule secrets, though, so that's it. Excuse me, that is typically your energy. So when it comes to mystery, guys, like I said in the Aquarius reading, if it's something that's supposed to be kept a secret, I will keep it vague, but we'll see what else comes out. All right, so what do you keep into yourself? Okay. All right, what energy should you be in, Scorpios, for yourself? Okay, you got skill. All right, so that is a Libra energy. Okay, for some of you, something that you're... Okay. Let me clarify that real quick. What else is mystery? Okay, yeah. The advice here with this energy, with you got skill, personality, and emotions. If you have a good way of hiding your emotions, that will work out in your favor. But Something kind of looks like it may be visible. We may be able to see it, even though you're trying to hide it or something like that. All right, so we're going to get 8 cards. Let's see. Let me see. What is that? What? Hold on. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Sorry, y'all. I got a crazy email. Hold on. What? You know Gmail don't... Okay, Gmail. All right. Gmail don't never let you just check your email. It'd be all kinds of... Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Scorpios. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to... I changed my... Okay, I'm gonna have to do it later, but that is an important email. I kind of wanted to see what it was saying. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, Scorpios. The Scorpios already be mad at me. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hold on, guys. Okay. Okay, one here. Okay. All right, my bad, y'all. Thank you, Larry. All right, so let me recap because I did interrupt y'all reading big time. I might change the timestamp because that was a big gap. I apologize, Scorpios. All right, so Scorpio, you came out as mystery. You're hiding in energy, and whenever I get the hot hidden energy, I will kind of keep that a secret as much as possible. The center of your reading is self-love. The advice that I would give you, you have skill, personality, and emotions. There could be an energy where you are dealing with a Libra, or if you're hiding something, you need to consider that it may be visible in your face. Like we can see it, or we'll be able to see your emotions. If you have the skill set where you're able to control these emotions, go ahead and do that. But let's get 8 cards. Let's see, Scorpios. Okay, the Queen of Swords, the 3 of Wands. Excuse me, y'all. 4 of Wands, the 3 of Cups. Judgment, the 4 of Cups, the Hermit, and then the 7 of Cups. Okay, so in this scenario, what I'm seeing is somebody, first of all, there's a Virgo involved. Somebody is ignoring what a Virgo is saying. They are focused on something else. Literally. What is this person focused on here? Okay, they're focused on gaining information, or they are focused on like building a reputation. The King of Wands, either focused on their own knowledge. Okay, with that Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay, there's a man trying to flirt with a woman. There's a man trying to romance a woman. There's 2 fire signs. So it's either like a Aries, Leo, Sag approaching an Aries, Leo, Sag. That's literally what's going on. So somebody is very focused on trying to romance or flirt with somebody. Okay. I'm also getting there is some sort of ideal about marriage. So where this romance part is coming from, I see marriage here as well. That's part of this. Okay. Where are you at in this reading really quick? Maybe you're watching this and you're upset. Okay, so your energy was this yesterday, Scorpios. This was your card yesterday, so it's the Five of Wands. So that's why I was wondering if something was even going to really be a mystery. I didn't think something was really going to be a mystery. You're conflicted about a situation. Okay, so you're still in the same energy as yesterday, and then this is going on in the forefront. I don't know what this has to do with that though. So what are you conflict? What are you trying to hide? Because I don't think it's hidden. What are you conflicted about? What's going on here? I don't know what the marriage part had to do with it or what somebody flirting had to do with it. You're conflicted about how something ended. You don't like how something ended. Okay, let's see. What are you conflicted about with the Five of Wands here? You have some internal conflict. Okay, Capricorn's advice was pride. If you know a Capricorn, that is what they're doing. How did something end here? Okay. So basically, it doesn't look like something ended in your favor. It looks like something went in another person's direction. That may be visible. Um, I feel like your emotions are visible here. What do you regret, or what do you feel like you lost out on? This is how I'm gonna sum it up, Scorpios. I feel like right now you're in a place where you're trying to pacify yourself because you don't like how something ended. The reason I'm not going to keep this a secret because I feel like something is visible on your face or something is visible like in the way that you're acting or your emotions. Somebody may have like, I'm sorry, it's like some type of, now I'm trying to word this in the right way. You might have some type of addiction. I'm gonna keep it a buck or something. Something where you're hyper focused on something else to try to distract your emotions here, but you just don't like how something ended. What do you regret here? Yeah, something dealing with a Cancer. Yeah, the Cancer is happy. So something didn't end in your favor because somebody else is happy. It looks like it's also somebody else is able to develop something and do something independently or on their own. Here we go. Here's the Capricorn, the Sag reading. These are tied together. If you know a Capricorn and a Sag, that Capricorn is doing something out of love for a Sagittarius that may bother you, but what do you wish would have occurred here, Scorpio? Yeah, wow. I be telling y'all about these Scorpios. I be telling y'all. This is what they want to happen. I just be pulling the cards. Um, I do feel like somebody did make a solo decision independently. What was the outcome of this for you? You got the Seven of Swords. That did fly out. Shout out to Ghana. All right, so let's see. What was the outcome for you? What does that, I guess, have to do with you? I don't know. The outcome for you was the King of Pentacles. That's a good outcome, but you want, okay, hold on. That doesn't make, I'm confused. Let's see. What was the outcome for you here? Oh, transition and intuition. Somebody started to follow their intuition, but so nothing is wrong. You just don't want, okay, what is somebody's intuition telling them here? That's crazy. All right, inspiration, respect, and leadership. So literally the reading that I said about Aquarius and Pisces. What did you want to occur here? You just want somebody not to know something or there not to be any evidence of something, or Yeah, guidance. You wanted somebody to follow after another individual. Again, if these are people, you wanted a Sag to listen to a Pisces. They're not supposed to do that. This is the way that it goes, right? If there's a bunch of people involved. Say this is a group of people. The the Pisces was supposed to influence a Sagittarius to do something. That does not work because the Aquarius steps in and tells Sagittarius, hey, like that's not a good idea, or like there's something that an Aquarius says or does that stops that Sag from following after a Pisces. Um, if these are energies, right? Somebody is supposed to be led by some sort of like a fantastical outcome or like a fantasy, or they're supposed to be led by humor in the end, but they're thinking more logically and they're thinking more forward. So they're probably thinking, okay, less about, I'm not going to say happiness, but they're thinking about what is that happiness going to be based on at the end, right? What can actually make you happy, or emotions fluctuate, right? So eventually there's going to be a day where I'm sad. What kind of conditions do I want to be living in on that day that I'm sad? That's how somebody is thinking. So it's like you wanted somebody to listen to another individual, but they're following their own intuition. So they don't need to listen to outside influences. All right, so what advice should you have? What should you be in here? You said Pisces. Pisces is 36 minutes. All right, so let's see. What energy should you be in here? Yeah, literally. There you go. Libra. Maybe a Libra is involved. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Two of Cups, and the King of Swords. So if there's an issue and you don't like something, it could be something dealing with court, but I feel like there's like cause and effect here. If you have a Scorpio placement, like you got a Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, this is visible in how you are showing yourself. Libra's advice also was ambition, to keep something professional. So it's odd. Okay, what's the outcome for the Scorpios? Yeah, fight, change. I said this yesterday. You guys are still in the Five of Wands. You're still kind of distracted. All right. I don't know what is the conflict, or what do you like, what's causing this conflict with the Five of Wands for you? I guess that's the hard part. Like, you're still distracted, or you're still competing, conflicted, fighting. Peace and finesse. What's leading to the Five of Wands? Why are you fighting or conflicted, or yeah, something as the center of the reading was love and self-love, or self-love, right? And this is what we have. You could be conflicted about what to do out of self-love versus love. You could be conflicted because somebody else is controlling their own emotions. Yeah, the Seven of Swords, Page of Swords. I feel like somebody is making sure that they're not taken advantage of. Yeah, there's the Aquarius. I feel like the Aquarius pointed this out, or it's like obvious. It's right here. We can see it. We can see the sneakiness. We're noticing it. It's obvious. Something kind of stands out. Something can stand out because it's noticeable. Okay, that's Scorpio's reading. I don't know, Chad. I just be reading the cards. I don't know. Okay, Aries. Aries is next. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I drink a lot of tea, so hold on. Hey there on Twitch. Welcome. Make sure y'all follow. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all can hear me. All right, cool. Somebody says some Scorpio. You said, how does the sun, rising, and moon play into your zodiac? Your sun is like who you are as an individual. Your moon sign is more so like your natural instincts and how you would act with people that are like really close to you. And then your rising sign is how you appear to people like in the public or upon your first impression. So that's a quick, way to read that. Also in birth charts, it does also get affected by like aspects like conjunctions and all that, but that's the basic way to do it. All right, so Aries is next, y'all. No problem. All right, what is the center of the reading for the Aries here? Center of the reading for the Aries. Let's see. Thanks, Percy. All right, tenacity. All right, focus. It could be audacity. All right. What role do you play here, Aries? All right, potential. So you see a certain, you're looking at your phone, you're going to receive a message or send a message. You're looking at something. All right, so what are you, it looks like you're observing something here. What are you observing? And then we'll see what energy you need to be in. Yeah, there's vision, defense, intuition, spirituality. All right, so here's somebody following their intuition. They're doing this, but you can see that there was a blockage. Okay, what you can see that you can actively see somebody is blocking them, or okay, what's the blockage here? Okay, it's a yeah. All right. The blockage from somebody following their intuition can be love. I feel like too it can be there's another Sagittarius or Sag Leo combination. You're watching it. All right. What energy should you be in, Aries? Mood. What might you not like here, or you're focused on love. All right. You're too focused on love. You need to change your focus. All right, let's clarify. Let's see. Let's see here. You men, y'all be on here flirting. Everybody likes the tarot lady until I see your business. It's cute until I do a reading on you. All right, relax, relax. It's not happening. It's never gonna happen. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards here for you, Aries. Yeah, there's a strength. So somebody is ignoring that energy. All right, the 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, the Hermit. There's a Temperance. So, all right, let's see. So there's people involved here. There's Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius energy. Let's figure out where you are. So somebody is on a path here. They're trying to make a different decision, but they are ignoring a repetitive cycle. Somebody is ignoring the fact that there is something repetitive happening, or they are ignoring something that occurred like blatantly in their face, and they're trying to look at something else. Okay, what is somebody ignoring here? It's something like repetitive. Yeah, the Six of Cups, love. Somebody is ignoring what love has done, or sympathy, or because I feel like there is something that has caused like some form of issue here. All right, let's see. So, what's intuition and spirituality? Somebody already is following their intuition. Let's see. Or so this is what, okay, let me clarify, right? And I'm clarifying this because it has something to do with a Sagittarius. You may have Sag placements, you may have Leo placements. We'll get to the different ways to read it. This is literally what Sagittarius knows to do. They know not to be romanced or like tricked into something. We already know that. The Five of Swords is here. So we know that somebody's intentions are not real anyway. They don't have positive intentions in doing this. They may even just be approaching this person out of spite or something, or to be funny, or like something's not, this person knows not to take that offer. All right, so that's one thing. That's what's going on. Let's see, what are you doing in potential, Aries? We're going to figure out what you should do here. Yeah, so now you're looking back at all of the energy. I said you were looking down at something or observing something. All right, so you could be looking at like a potential investment or money here. Let's see, what else do you see here with this, what you're observing? Yeah, you're watching a Sagittarius. All right, what do you feel like? Because you got vision and blockage. What do you feel like blocks the Sagittarius? I feel like it was love or something like that. Oh, the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So Sag, they know. So this is the thing. If these are people, they know not to already take this guidance from a Pisces, or they know not to take the guidance from someone else. Something is making somebody worry or overthink. But the Sag knows to be like cautious. It's not an anxiety. It's not a worry. It's a cautiousness. Even though somebody's trying to get them to like, yeah, you're seeing what the blockage is. You can see it. You can visibly see it. Oh, that's what's blocking so and so. That's what's stopping them from following their intuition. They know what they're supposed to do. It's like somebody's telling them, hey, you're afraid, but they know they're supposed to care about something or actually be calculated in something. All right. So this could apply to you guys as well. You may have these placements. All right, so what energy should you be in for yourself, Aries? Excuse me. Okay, so you got the Devil card. That can be spirituality. All right, that could be your advice, but there could be something dealing with a Capricorn. All right, so it looks like I'm seeing two behind the scenes. The person that you feel like is blocked, they are actively giving something or teaching something to their child. All right, so they're actively doing that. Looks like there's a Capricorn and a Taurus. Let's see. What other energy should you be in with the Devil card for yourself? Okay, so there's leadership, peace, pride, and passion. All right, so I feel like you're going to initiate something for yourself here. You're kind of observing what's going on. What does something have the potential to grow in for yourself here real quick? Because you have potential, so we want to focus on you. Yeah. Guidance, knowledge, guidance again. Defense and resilience. Yeah, these are kind of tied together. You do have leadership coming out, so you can initiate something for yourself. Be careful with who you listen to. But I feel like these are kind of tied together. So, yeah, you're going to make a decision to walk away from listening to something or walk away from trying to fit into something. You're going to see that it did not help. All right, it just depends on who you're, listening to or following after, things like that. Who were you being guided by? It looks like somebody was unsure or unstable here. All right, who are you guided by personally for yourself? Okay, this can be family. All right, this could be your family here. That's a lot of people. All right. Okay. Interesting reading. There's a lot of people in your reading, so I guess that's why all them other people was coming out. All right. That's Aries. We're going to do Gemini. Gemini is next. You said you blocked the Aries. I did too. I did too. Aries be... I don't know. Aries are very... Sagittarius, if you're out there, thank you. If the Sagittarius are watching, Aries is like easy money for you. I don't know what it is. I guess it's the fire energy. That is easy money. Aries are very... They might be the most interested, I will say, in me. All right, let's see. That's Aries, Gemini. I don't know. I think all fire signs like me, though. You say you try to cast it over you. Mine was a little... you say as a Sag, Aries are toxic for you. Aries will give you a lot of money. I will say that. I definitely took the money. We got Gemini next, but they be doing, I don't know, they be a little too much. They're a little too much for me. Aries are also kind of chauvinistic, so that's not going to work over here. All right, let's see. Yes, Gemini. Not all Aries, but Gemini is up next. All right, let's see. What's the energy for the Geminis? What is the energy for the Geminis? Let's see. All right, guidance. Okay, so fitting in, listening to other people, things like that. What role do you play here, Geminis? Could be a group of women. Okay, your leadership. All right, so somebody is following after you in your case as well. So you and Pisces both had leadership. All right, so somebody is listening to you or following after you. What other energy should you be in while in leadership, Gemini? Okay, so you should transition. All right, so what's your starting point? So the difference, that's interesting because you pulled transition, Pisces pulled change. So for them, it's like it's not that they should stop leading or teaching somebody, but it's just changing what they say or the way that they do it. In your case, you might have to like stop doing something and move on to the next thing completely. It just depends. So what is your starting point here? Okay, connectivity. So so there's a mindset that you have. What do you need to transition to? So while you're leading or teaching, you have a certain mindset. Yeah, fluidity. So, okay, so if you're going to lead or teach something, you have to understand that something does not work in every scenario. You have to switch it up sometimes. Like say somebody was a teacher, right? Every student doesn't learn the same. Or you're kind of, what do you view the same way all the time? Oh, it could be yourself. You are, now this could be the genders, like men versus women, boys and girls, but I feel like this is you. Okay, how do you view yourself? You're not always going, people switch and shift up, but how do you view yourself, Gemini? Okay, as voice, you are Mercury. You're ruled by Mercury. Geminis are great speakers. A lot of the good rappers are Geminis, like Biggie, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, Left Eye. So, that's Kanye West. Y'all talk. All right. Maybe you feel like what you're saying is clear because you're ruled by Mercury. You feel like you have, okay, so if you were to, I guess, expand your horizons or open up your mind, how else could you view yourself here? Okay, you've got ambition and order. All right, so there could be something where maybe you just want to manage and you just want to kind of delegate or talk or teach. there's more that you can do, like build. You could actually like actually build or make something tangible. Maybe you have like a creative ability. I'm also getting to, you may be really good at like organizing and planning, organizing events, you know, interior design, something like that. But I'm also getting to, if you're in a leadership position, it is okay to work as well. Maybe this is about your career, maybe it's about side hustles, things like that. All right, so let's see. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I'm also getting to you and Virgo, because Virgo rules ambition. Oh, thank you for the roses, by the way. You and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. So even though like maybe you feel like people are going to like automatically kind of take your word and you're a good wordsmith, people will listen to you very easily. People are also going to perceive like something in reality as well. All right. So if there's anybody that happens to watch me and you run, like say you happen to run a business and you have employees or something like that, it would be helpful for you to actually do some of the work or something. But let's see what, oh, there's the Eight of Pentacles when I cut the deck. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards for you, Geminis. Okay, King of Cups, the Tower, the Temperance. Okay, so something unexpected about being a teacher, just to keep it clear. Something unexpected about being a teacher, or something unexpected about a Sagittarius. 5 of Cups, the Hangman. This is literally Aquarius, Sag, and Pisces. Why do these readings keep coming out like that? All right, we'll see. And then the 10 of Cups. So there is a, first of all, there is a perspective on a loss. At first, something seems like there's a loss or a regret, but it ends up in happiness. Okay, the Chariot. There you go in the 8 of Swords. Okay. That is very strange. Okay, so I feel like what's going to lead up to you learning this is the Sagittarius reading. They are your opposite, so you might want to watch that reading because these are literally the cards they had. So Sag was already in a transitional phase, right? They needed to go from fluidity to the Chariot. So something for them is like, okay, they experimented. Something was ebbs and flows. It might be a rocky start. Something was not smooth sailing. They're in the transitional period of something moving forward smoothly. All right, so Sag and Cancer, right? Again, we have the ups and downs. We have the emotional shifts, 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Then something moves smoothly for them. You may have these placements. And then here, that may be the trigger or that may be the kick to realize that you are the 8 of Swords, that you have like sort of a closed-minded perspective here. The major signs that are coming out is the Tower, the Temperance, the Hangman, the Chariot. So that's Aquarius, Sag, Pisces, and Cancer. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. How do you have, what view do you have of yourself, Gemini? The 7 of Wands, this is kind of how you view yourself. You may feel like you are able to defeat other people. You may feel like your words hold a lot of power. Okay, how else can you view yourself? Now, remember, you are coming out as leadership, but okay, how else you can view yourself is the Knight of Wands. So, yeah, taking actual action instead of maybe dictating. But the Knight of Wands is actually more significant than the 7 of Wands. This is an interesting reading. What else are you doing in leadership, Gemini? Let's see what your energy is here. Ooh, that flew out. Do we want to keep it? Yeah, you got guidance, the 3 of Cups. I feel like you're trying to lead by getting along with people, or you want a certain energy to follow after what you're saying. Yeah, the Hierophant. So people come to you for rules, regulations, advice. Page of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Let me get one more. And then the Justice. Is this something in court? The Hierophant of Justice does look like court to me, the way these are coming out. I feel like, too, we're talking about rules and regulations and making sure that they're implemented. So you may do something like that. All right. That's your reading. Let's see what else, what other energy you should be in. Thank you. What other energy should you be in, Geminis? Ooh. Okay, you've got confidence, angel, pride, and mystery. Yeah, okay, there could be something dealing with a Sag and a what does angel have to do with you really quick? What's angel in your reading? Because it's coming out twice. Ooh, I'm hungry. Potential, courage, pride, and personality. What do they have to do with you? Let's clarify. I don't really, because they're coming out pretty okay, they could observe something. Maybe they're observing you. What do they notice with the Page of Swords? They just notice something, or something is noticeable. What are they able to notice? That's really the whole reading. Yeah, that Sag and Scorpio energy. Okay, well, Sag's energy is coming out. They are your polar opposite. You may have some of these placements, y'all. We'll see what that is for you. But don't just continue viewing yourself in one way. You guys can apply the readings to your rising signs. So if you're wondering about like I'm doing Gemini and you're asking about like Gemini rising, you can apply that to your rising sign. Just it's a public appearance. So that's how you would apply that. Yeah, I did Sag first. That's up on my YouTube. It started at 6 minutes and my YouTube is the same username. So it is EeshUrHeartOut. All right, let's see. So that was Gemini. We're going to do Taurus next. Taurus is next. All right, what is the energy surrounding the Tauruses? Let's see, energy surrounding the Tauruses. Okay, innovation. This can be creativity or manipulation. Just depends. Or like having all the tools to make something work. All right, what role do you play here, Taurus? Okay, pride. All right, so you're proud of yourself. You could be showing something off here. You have too much pride to deal with something, do something. All right, what do you have too much pride to do here, Taurus? Okay, you've got hustle and mystery. All right, if there is a Scorpio around you, you are not giving that Scorpio anything. You're like, I'm not paying that Scorpio for that, or I'm not paying for that. I feel like, too, you're like, I'm not going to pay for something if I don't know what the outcome is, or I'm not going to pay for something if I don't know what product I'm receiving or something like that. All right, what other energy should you be in? You just don't want to give a Scorpio money, I feel like, or time or energy. All right, or you might not want to take money from a Scorpio. Maybe you're like, I don't need your money or or something like that. All right, what other energy should you be in, Taurus? Okay, you did get change. All right, so right now you're in pride. Okay, so what should you change this into? Okay, you've got skill as well, love, and knowledge. Okay, you have the same, I'm sorry, Scorpio's energy was Libra too, or their advice was Libra. So if you know Scorpio, we'll see. I feel like too, if you feel like you are above somebody, you need to actually partner with them. You're not I feel like you feel like you're above something. That if you feel like you're above taking some money, that could be what it is. Yeah. All right, let's see. What's innovation really quick? What is the result of innovation? Because that could be manipulation here, but Okay, passion, mood. Okay, we'll figure out what that is. All right, let's see. I see the Five of Cups. Maybe somebody is manipulating somebody into being regretful or ashamed, but we'll clarify it. All right, so let's see. 8 cards here for the Tauruses. Yeah, you're ignoring a Scorpio. All right, 6 of Wands. You, or you feel like you have too much pride to deal with that Scorpio. I feel like you are showing something off. You're actually, so instead of having too much pride to do something, I feel like you're showing off money or you're showing off an opportunity that you got for some of you. All right. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. There's the Magician. Okay, the Page of Swords and then the 9 of Cups. Somebody is literally going to laugh at manipulation here. Now, I feel like you could be proud of yourself. Like something worked out for you. You're proud. You have this. You have a good outcome. All right. You're proud. All right. Let's just clarify. What do you need to change this into, though, with skill, love, and knowledge? There's the Scorpio. You may have Scorpio placements, Taurus. Okay. And then the World. Okay, the 8 of Cups. If you're showing off something for a Scorpio, just leave it alone. Maybe you want to show something off, or you want, because I feel like you could be showing something off for them to pay attention to you. I feel like they are distracted, or like you're showing something off for this Scorpio to see it, and I don't think they care. I don't think they see it. Also, if you're wondering, if anybody's wondering about like relocation or anything, you need to leave the neighborhood that you're in. That's a bad neighborhood, or you're around like a bad crowd here. Yeah, it's like you're showing you're showing something off and they're distracted. So what is the Scorpio doing? Because they're in your reading, but I don't think they care. I'm gonna keep it a buck. What are they doing, or what are they distracted by, or your reading's pretty simple. So like right now, if you're doing anything just to show it off, the best advice that I would give is like make sure that what you're doing still has like a functional outcome, or make sure that what you're doing, you will still be proud of it at the end when nobody is watching. Because it's like you're flaunting maybe like an opportunity here in somebody's face, or what else are you showing off? You just want somebody to see like a new opportunity here. Yeah, that Sag energy is coming back out again. I'm not really sure, but let's see. So what are you showing off here? Maybe you want to prove like, yeah, I had the courage to do what Sag couldn't do, or I mean, I don't know. What are you showing off? The 7 of Cups. Yeah, the 5 of Swords, Ace of Swords. There you go. The Hierophant. There's going to be a new perspective on yourself or something like that. Like this doesn't make much sense, honestly. What is the result you're trying to achieve here by showing this off or presenting this? It just depends on what it is. The 2 of Swords. Like, yeah, this doesn't really... Let me see. What outcome are you trying to achieve here? Okay, you got luck, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you just want to prove that you have an opportunity. You just want to show it off. You want to, something was successful for you. Okay. But yeah, you got change, so all right. So what's the Scorpio doing in your reading? Yeah, they're distracted completely. They are not, I don't think they're paying attention at all, or they're fighting, or they're competing, or all right, what's the outcome here for you, Tauruses? Angel in style. Okay, so Sagittarius moves on. You did pull because see the outcome was supposed to be something dealing with Gemini and Sag energy. I feel like something just moves on more smoothly. You got versatility. Yeah, what is the outcome here? I don't even know. I should have asked, I guess, what Sag had to do with it. All right, so that was your advice, was justice. Something is balanced out. What is the Sag doing? What is the Temperance? Because I don't see what they have to do with anything. They got the Three of Cups, the Empress, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. So they've already learned some sort of lesson here. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Lovers. So this is what we were talking about. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the High Priestess, the Chariot. Like something's not, they're not, I don't know if they're included or if they're involved, but... Now I will say this, Taurus, if you are a Taurus and you happen to have a Sag placement, and this is about you showing something off, Sag's energy was about keeping something to themselves and not just jumping out there. So if you have a Sag placement, I would advise you watch that reading and kind of like take a step back, look over everything before presenting something to the public. Like maybe it's a product, or you know, like just make sure you have all the information before you show something off. Ooh, that just reminded me. Okay, let me write that down. I gotta remember to say, oh, Virgo is next. I gotta ask my sister about something. Okay, I literally had to write down the question. That just came to my mind. Okay. Virgo is next, y'all. Virgos is next. I wonder if Sag is gonna come out in Virgos, because I've been talking to a lot of Virgos. My family members. Shout out to the Virgos. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube too, y'all, so y'all can catch this if you missed your sign. Join as a member for a monthly question and for the love and career readings. All right, Virgos. Wait, who do we got left? We got, oh, we're almost done. Damn. We got Virgo, Cancer, and Leo left. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm going to finish up my Oracle deck today. Well, hopefully. I'm not going to rush it. I'm excited. I can't wait. And then I will just be only using my own decks. Get y'all decks today, y'all. They're available. All right. Life's Tarot. The Oracle deck is going to be a lot clearer. Like for people who do not read tarot, my Oracle deck is going to be very straightforward. All right, so let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Virgos? He said, Leos are last, you're embarrassed. I know, you ain't here, girl, today. You was late today. It's okay. All right, what's the center of the reading for the Virgos? I was on here real early. We're getting ready for school to come on in. All right, so we got hustle. All right, spending money, saving money, receiving money. This could be family as well with hustle, or like a business opportunity. All right, but let's see. What role do you play here, Virgos? Okay, Angel, I said that, Sagittarius. I knew that was going to come out. Damn, I'm a beast. All right. So your energy was that yesterday too, but you're probably either talking to a Sagittarius, you have Sag placements, you gotta be a Sag moon rising, but you be talking to a Sag or something like that. Or you're just in Sag energy. You be traveling, teaching, doing something spiritual, anything revolving around Sag energy. All right, what other energy should you be in, Virgos? Ooh, rebellion. Okay. All right, let's see. Now, if you're talking to a Sag, they will be the one to tell you to rebel. So Let's see. Also, when I'm doing my oracle deck, guys, like I have separate cards for the zodiac signs. So I have all of the energies separate, like all the answers, and then you have the 12 zodiac included too. So when I start to do the readings, if I pull it and it's just that person, that means, okay, that's that person. So you won't necessarily be in their energy, but it's like, okay, you're dealing specifically with a Sag. So that's how I have it kind of set up. All right, so you should be in rebellion, Virgos. What is the norm? What do people in your scenario normally do here? Let's see. Okay, fight. So now Scorpio has been coming out as fight. If you're dealing with a Scorpio or any Scorpio energies, or you have a Scorpio placement, normally people in that scenario, you fight or get distracted or there is a conflict. All right, so let's see. What are you going to do instead here? Or what should you do instead? Okay, you got self-esteem. So what I'm getting from this, right? This is like the 5 of Wands, 9 of Wands. But we're going to clarify with the tarot. I would not argue about something. This is not a necessary fight or an argument. I would just like something may offend you and bother you, but I wouldn't fight for it. I'm also getting to, I wouldn't include a whole lot of people. I would do something alone or isolated. Like something will trigger you about this and you're going to get bothered, but I would not argue or fight. This can also, of course, if that's your advice, it could lead, you know, to something bigger or like more detrimental. This can be why hustle is here. Like you don't want something to affect your finances or anything like that. What might trigger you or what might the conflict be about here? Transition. So there's a couple of people that had that, but I know Sag did have that. We got transition, but okay, so this is different. Let's see. So there's going to be a conflict or a fight about some sort of change or something ending and starting over. What was the starting point here? Okay, leadership. Okay, so that's Gemini and Pisces. What does it transition to? So at first, okay, this could be a change in leadership too at work. Oh, mood. Okay, all right. So this is at work. There may be a change in leadership. If there is, maybe you are leading, maybe something's working for you. I feel like something is in a transitional phase where it's going to be a loss. So if you're wondering, like if you're in like right now, it hasn't been completed yet. You haven't gotten to like the loss or the regret stage yet. So I feel like you're gonna want to fight for something, and it may be is going to result in a loss regardless. Let's see what we can get here. Let's pull 8 cards. Let's see. Okay, we got the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So there's the fight. So remember, Scorpio kept coming out as this. If you're fighting with a Scorpio or you want to compete or you have Scorpio placements, you're going to have literally a new perspective on this. You're going to see this in a different light. All right, and then you got the 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups. There's the Hermit. There you go, Virgo. You have already experienced this before. The 3 of Cups and then the Empress. So this is for you to implement what's going on. I feel like, too, do not get distracted or fight during, like, a nice situation. Like, this is, like, a beautiful situation. So if something triggers you or if something bothers you, try your best to ignore this. Because here you are as a hermit, you've already dealt with this before. Also with the self-esteem, with this being the 9 of Wands, this is something that encompasses you. You'll know how to hold back or to be quiet or to keep something to yourself. You could be concerned about appearances too. We're going to see what else this is as well. Hold on, y'all. It's getting hot. The Texas heat is kicking in. Hold on one second. All right, y'all. I'm trying to get my daughter to get used to staying up for school. She can't handle it. I woke her up. I woke her up at 6. She fell asleep on the couch. You gotta stay up. She'll be tore up. She got school on Wednesday. All right, Virgo. So let's see. Let's figure this out. Let's see. So if you are dealing with a Scorpio or you have Scorpio placements, you may normally want to fight, argue, whatever. What is the angel energy? Because that is your current energy. Or you're talking to a Sag or dealing with a Sag or whatever. Okay, so you got the Tower. All right. I like how that card came out. All right, so this is a shift. It is going to be a new perspective. Something may be unexpected. Okay. You're like realizing something out of nowhere. What was your old perspective? We're going to see, because I feel like this is like a sudden realization. It's definitely a change in your perspective. Got the 9 of Pentacles. What are you going to realize or see, or how are you going to view this differently? Okay, the Page of Cups. Somebody actually is saying something nice. Maybe it is who you're talking to. Let's see, what's the norm here? Somebody's being nice or something. Or you got humor. What are they doing instead, or what's unexpected here? Okay, yeah, rebellion. Literally what I'm telling you to do. Okay, yeah, I'm telling you to be, yeah, rebellion and inversatility. So do not get distracted. Don't fight. Be, like, especially if it's a woman, like, be, it ain't no need to fight about it, or it's no need to, like, be conflicted or anything like that. Let's see what leadership is then. There's mood right there when I cut the deck. 5 of Cups. So what was going on before here with leadership? Okay, the 8 of Pentacles. So this looks like somebody's job here. All right, that was their job. What does it transition to with mood? Got the 4 of Wands. Yeah, there's a 10 of Pentacles. So it looks like a business, like lost money or something. Looks like a business ran out of money or something like that. Or I feel like, too, somebody was working and very focused on their career, and then they got married. That could be a thing, or they got into a relationship. But I feel like there was like a business merger, and somebody may have lost their job, or I feel like that's kind of what's going on, and that's kind of what's causing, like, the conflict. It could be a fight over money, like alimony, child support, things like that. All right, but you've witnessed this before. What else have you witnessed before? Because I feel like you're just supposed to, like, stand by and watch. It's going to kind of bother you. Yeah, there's the 6 of Swords, the Lovers. This could be about that Gemini, 2 of Wands, and then the 9 of Cups. There could be something also, like this could be a Gemini here. I feel like, too, there is a scenario where the root of this is that the perspective or the decision was supposed to automatically lead to happiness. Like, everybody's supposed to do this. This is the best solution. And now there's, like, a conflict. And that's not really what's going on or something. That's not really being helpful. All right, so that was Virgo. Let's see. What's the outcome for the Virgos? What's the outcome for the Virgos? Okay, you got luck, yeah, fight, and ambition. That literally, I feel like that fight is going to happen, or somebody is going to argue with you or go against you. Like, it's going to happen. Don't get distracted. Don't get offended. Like, something is bound to, like, offend you or bother you. All right. I don't know what the Sag had to do with that, but that's your energy. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to say something like that. But okay, let's see. Cancers. We got Cancers, and then we're doing Leo. All right, let's see Cancers. What's the center of the reading for the Cancers? What's the center of the reading for you Cancers? Let's see. Okay, truth. So we are able to see the truth here. Able to see the truth about what? Ooh. Able to see the truth about what here? Okay, mood. Either able to see the truth about somebody ignoring something or somebody feeling regretful. All right, what role do you play here, Cancers? Your energy did come out in the Sag reading. But what role do you play here, Cancer? Okay, dominance. What are you dominating or controlling? Oh, okay, fight. Oh. All right, so for yourself, you are able to control distractions, but you have control over that Scorpio. What? You got like control over the Scorpio Virgo energy. You have control over that distraction, or you're a more dominant energy than that Scorpio. Did you come out and I don't think you can. Okay, so what are you doing that is are you causing it, or what are you doing that is dominant here? Okay, you're focused. Hi, Gemini was at 87 minutes on my YouTube, and it's the same username. So first of all, if you're able to control a distraction, right, it's because you're very focused. Okay, what other energy should you be in here, Cancers? Superstition. So Sagittarius had that. Listen to Sagittarius. You did come out in Sagittarius energy. All right, so they are already concerned. They're thinking about all the different outcomes here. What should you be concerned about, Cancers? Okay, emotions. All right, yeah. Emotions, voice, and guidance. So somebody is going to give you advice, but based on emotions, though. So that's not good. It's not based on like logic or... Okay, yeah. So that could be why you have truth and mood. The truth is that somebody regrets something. You need to be concerned about... Oh, Sag had that too. You need to be okay, so what's making somebody emotional? Or you need to also be concerned. Don't follow your own emotions either, but you know, don't just make an emotional decision because that's temporary. But what's triggering somebody's emotions here? Oh, you. Oh. Okay. It's because you're controlling something. What is somebody going to tell you here? You have full control over something. That's what's triggering them. Somebody's going to tell you to block out what? Somebody's going to give you advice that actually creates a blockage. What are they going to tell you to block out or say no to? There's a mindset here. Okay. Somebody's like, no, don't think that way, or you be concerned about this person because you're triggering them. You're triggering somebody. All right. Let's see. Let's see where this is headed. Let's get 8 cards. You're triggering somebody. All right, so let's see. All right, so at first there's some confusion, so we're getting more information. All right. Somebody wants to get more information on the rules and regulations. Part of this also, I do see something with a Taurus and a Scorpio, but somebody wants to get all the information on the rules and regulations before making a decision. I got Capricorn, Knight of Cups. There's the 9 of Wands. Somebody is very offended. What? If you're here with somebody, you're partnered up with them. Like this can be your child, a friend, a partner. Somebody's offended by your partner. Somebody's trying to figure out where you are. And I feel like the person that you're working with, like your parent, your sister, whoever, they're reaching out and they're mad about that. What is the devil card doing? Okay, pride. That was their advice, I think. Somebody's trying, what information they trying to get on you, Cancer? Somebody's trying to find something out here about you. Let me get one more. What? Spirituality, potential, innovation. That would be maybe somebody's watching your reading right now and they're triggered by that. But so what do you do that triggers somebody? Something makes them emotional. Judgment. I guess you're right about something. You're making a certain decision here. You already know. Wow. Okay, you got judgment, the justice, and the sun card. So something that you're doing or saying is right. It's correct, or it's very logical. You're making a logical decision. Okay. And what emotions is this person feeling? It's also what I see is like somebody's looking for information from you, and then when you give them the information or you give them the decision, they don't like that or something. So that could be what's triggering them as well. Like they don't like the advice that you're giving them. Because something's very logical. You're giving them like the rules and regulations. Like somebody's like, hey, like, do you have information on this? Where, you know, what are the rules or blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, yeah, these are the rules. Here you go. Here's the instructions. Like this is your energy here. And that maybe somebody wanted to hear, you know, maybe somebody wanted like advice where they hear what they want to hear. Kind of situation. Like somebody may want a yes man. Maybe that's what it is. So who's the person in emotions and voice? So they're going to guide emotionally. Make sure you're not doing that. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. So make sure you're doing something very logically, but... And what are they trying to guide people to do? Or what are they trying to tell people? Somebody's like very emotionally invested or very emotionally attached. Yeah, the Two of Wands. The Nine of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and then the Page of Pentacles. So somebody's like out of emotion. They're talking about an Aries giving something to a Sagittarius. Who cares? Why? What does that have to do with anything? Okay. Yeah, I think you should be concerned. I feel like you should be concerned about this. I wouldn't trust this. Like, if this is you, I would look into something all the way because somebody is doing something just because of, like, emotions. You're triggering them. All right, what else are you doing in dominance? Looks like you have control over a distraction, and that's the root of this. But what else are you doing in dominance here? All right, the Wheel of Fortune. Something can just be going your way naturally. You're using your time wisely, your fortune wisely. And what does this have control over here with fight? Like you're using your time wisely or you're planning ahead maybe. Yeah, the Page of Swords. There you go, the Chariot. Yeah, you're not getting distracted at all. You may not even notice something. All right, you could be here with a Virgo as well. I feel like a Virgo, if necessary, they're watching you for an example. So you kind of, you may step in and stop the Virgo from getting distracted or stop them from fighting with like a Scorpio or something like that. But yeah, you're kind of minding your business. What else are you focused on, Cancer? I feel like you're planning ahead or you're looking at a schedule or you're looking at a set date. Yeah, you're good. I feel like too, if a Scorpio is involved, you kind of notice that Scorpio's ways. So you're like, yeah, I already have control over that. Or you may know even like, okay, every time I do this, Scorpio shows up, or every time this occurs, Scorpio shows up, or every time this happens, this changes. All right, so that's y'all reading. Leo is last but not least today. Leo is never really last, so that was funny. Let's do Leo. You know what's interesting too? I didn't pull much. Well, I did pull a couple Leo cards. I did. But not that much as normal today. All right, so let's see, Leos. All right. Oh, there you go. Strength card. All right, let's see, Leos. What is the center of the reading for my Leos? What's going on for the Leos? Okay, peace. All right, being calm, cool, no anxiety. Sometimes it's not noticing something. All right, but what role do you play here, Leos? Okay, healing. All right, maybe this is you. Maybe you're resting today, but you are healing. You're coming up with a solution for something. What was the issue before? Okay, fluidity. And then what are we healing this into? Let's see. So something was bumpy or ups and downs. Oh, defiance. Okay, so we're completely going against something. What is the norm or what's the rule? So I feel like maybe people have to deal with all these ups and downs. Are we got skill? What is going on instead here? Let's see what's going on instead with this. Interesting. Guidance. Okay. So at first somebody is trying to show something off or trying to explain their skill sets. That's going to turn into this person actually listening and learning. Now that could be you. Like maybe you feel like, okay, I know how to do this, that, and the third, or, you know, showing off a skill set. But in this case, somebody's actually going to have to listen. I'm also getting to something shouldn't be like a partnership. It should be one person leading the other. But what are you guided by, or what? I don't know if this is outside of you or not, but what is somebody guided by, or what are you guided by here? Are you got transition? What are you going to be guided to do? Oh, transition as well. Wow. Okay. So what I will say, if there was a Sag involved, Sag had they have fluidity, transition, and the Chariot. All right, so you might want to watch the Sag reading because that might you might have to follow after somebody's example, but we're going to see what else transition is for you specifically. So for them, what I was saying was that there were a lot of ebbs and flows. Something was really bumpy. They're in a transitional phase. So they knew not to, I guess, kind of give up on something. They know that something is going to turn out smoother or that something is going to move forward in a smoother way, right? They're in the middle of the change. So you're going to be guided to transition as well. So let's see. So what is your starting point, Leo? Okay, connectivity. This could, maybe it's the Gemini. So Gemini, Gemini had connectivity and transition. All right, so you have a trap mindset. A trap mindset about what? Okay, passion. It could be your own desires, impulses. Could be sex. What are you transitioning to here? Okay, you got, yeah, spirituality and ambition. All right, so if it's a trap mindset about like, I'm going to keep it PG first, and then if it's sex, we'll go into that too. But if you have a trap mindset about the things that you desire, all right, it's either the way that you're looking at your work or the desires that you want. Now you're going to transition to spirituality and ambition. This can be having faith in something that you want to build up consistently. All right, this can also be like some sort of spiritual like belief system that you're going to start implementing. Maybe like maybe you start like a ritual before work. You're like, okay, I'm going to meditate before I go to work. I'm going to journal before I go to work. Or I'm going to write down all the affirmations that I want to build for myself. I will say too, with the readings that I did for the members yesterday, Leo's advice in their career was spirituality. And so that could be like having faith in your goals, not giving up on something. It could be, you know, if you're really into certain things, maybe you need to do a candle. Maybe you need to write an affirmations list. Um, you know, I try to give that information with caution. I'm not going to be just telling people to go out here and do hoodoo. All right. But if you know what you're doing, you can do that. If that's something you've done before. Maybe you want to do something spiritual for a living. Maybe you want to do like Reiki healing, massages. Maybe you want to do motivational speaking. Maybe it just could just be literally just teaching something. But yeah, so this is what you're going to transition to now. If this has something to do with sex, maybe you're very focused on like sexual desires, or there's somebody that you're sexually attracted to. I feel like you're going to change your mindset about that and maybe employ like a more spiritual, a more professional type of outlook on like relationships. So it just depends. um yeah, so what was your trap mindset on passion really quick, just to see? So you are going to open up your mind here. So there's a superstition here. It may not be real. All right, we're going to get 8 cards. Let's see. There you go, Leo. There may be a spiritual connotation to sex that you're thinking about or starting to pay attention to. I'm going to make your reading more specific than just pulling the 8 cards. So let's see what your trap mindset was first with passion. Okay, so you got the 5 of Swords. All right. Let's see. You got the Death card. Death card can be sexual, Justice, and then the Page of Cups. Maybe you believed in like karma when it came to sex, or because the Death card, Scorpio, does rule sex. Yeah, there's the 8 of Swords and the Page of Swords. All right, we'll leave that there because that is your trap mindset. I feel like there's I'm getting like some sort of karma or spite here. I feel like too you're looking at something from a perspective of like, okay, if I do this, then I automatically get this. So there's some sort of like cause and effect type of energy that you were believing in that may not be true. All right, what are you going to transition to with spirituality and ambition here? This could also be too, like maybe you were always just caring about your own desires, like money wise, and you just didn't have like a really like a spiritual element or something. Ooh, oh, the Magician did fall out, so it could be hoodoo. All right. But let me see. Let's see what you're going to transition to. I keep seeing the Strength card pop out too. Let's see, what are you transitioning to with spirituality and ambition? Could be dealing with a Scorpio, Libra. Okay, so you have the 3 of Wands, the Temperance, the 2 of Pentacles, and then the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so, okay, and then it has the 10 of Pentacles there. So, yeah, it could be, this is a spiritual journey. Sagittarius just rules spirituality, spiritual journeys. I'm also getting literally patience. All right, so I feel like something that I noticed, too, is that you have a trap perspective that makes you want to cut certain things off that you've been working on. All right, so maybe you build something up and you're like, oh, I'm not getting it fast enough, or it's not working fast enough. You're going to learn to have more patience with what you're building for yourself. You're also going to be more consistent. All right, so that is what you're going to transition to. Now, I'm also seeing the way these cards came out, they're going backwards. So you may have a habit of going backwards, right? We're going from Scorpio to Libra. But if you're transitioning, you're going to Sagittarius. So instead of, you're going in the opposite direction, you're going in a new direction. All right. I feel like the reason peace is the center of your reading is because you may not have noticed that you had this trap mindset before. What was the result of this mindset for you? I'm also getting too, there could be a mindset where you thought you needed a partner in order for something to work. All right, because Libra is relationship, Scorpio is merging together. So what was the result of what you were doing before here? Okay, you've got the Devil card, so it could be fears, restrictions. There can also be something dealing with a Capricorn. All right, what is the result over here for you, Leos? Okay, you got the 9 of Cups, the Tower. Interesting, the 4 of Cups. So a shift in emotion here. Let's clarify. What was the outcome over here? Could have been dealing with a Capricorn. Okay, you got style, pride. Oh, style, pride, and angel. So maybe feeling like you were above this situation. So there's a couple of ways this could go, right? You either had the mindset that you felt like you didn't need anything spiritual, or you may have the mindset like, I'm just going to move forward. I'm not going to wait. I don't have to have patience for anything. I'm just going to switch what I've been working on, right? So you might have felt like you were above something or somebody. All right, what are you going to have as an outcome here? I'm going to see what the Tower is too. Yeah, self-esteem, strength, and fight. There you go. And then change. Could be, Scorpio have fight there. But something comes out more about yourself as well. What is the shift here? Because what did you expect before? Okay, yeah, emotions. So you may now a trapped perspective on desire. Maybe you thought this was the outcome that you wanted. All right, you may have thought that was going to make you happy. But I feel like the norm too with emotions is you may think that something is going to have an emotional trigger and it doesn't at the end. All right, what's actually going to occur? What's the result of the Tower? Okay, yeah, knowledge. Knowledge and respect and mood. All right. Thank y'all for watching. That was it. My Oracle deck is on the way, guys. My Oracle deck is going to be the same size as the tarot card, so there'll be a normal size deck. So I'm going to be finishing that up today. And I got some other stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to do the members love readings. If you guys join as a member, there's only one tier today. So there is, I did change it because at first I had two and it was just too confusing. I didn't feel like dealing with all that. That way, everybody that joins as a member gets the same perks. You get discount codes to the store, which do work for readings as well. You get a monthly reading, like a monthly question. And then you also get the love and career readings that are going to be on the channel. And yeah, make sure y'all pick up y'all decks. All right, the decks are on there. I don't have nothing else to tell y'all. I've been talking for a while. If you're on TikTok, this is going to be up on YouTube. If you're on Kick, Twitch, it's going to be up on my YouTube. My YouTube is EeshUrHeartOut, same username. This is going to be time-stamped in the description. You can go right to your zodiac sign. And y'all have a good Monday. Bye, y'all.